Hi, good morning, welcome back to my channel. It's Friday the 7th of May 2021 and it's about 9:15. I attempted to start this video an hour ago because we were going to get off to an early walking start, but discovered the battery was just about flat on the camera. So we went away, did a couple of other things and we're back to start again. I had said on the previous take that just before we came on camera, Joe and I had been talking about time because when I'd realised the date, I had realised it's 8 years tomorrow since my dad died. And in some ways it feels like 80 years and in other ways it feels like 8 weeks. It's weird how time impacts on your life. Last Saturday it was 6 years since I'd become a member of this Slimming World group that I attend now. I've been to lots of others over the years, but I've never ever stayed at any one of them for probably more than 6 months, let alone 6 years. Maybe that's why this time I'm having better results. I haven't missed a meeting in a sort of way. I mean, over the strange year we've had when it's been Zoom meetings and it's been texting in your weight and stuff like that. What I mean is I haven't missed a weigh-in 6 years. I haven't got any gaps in my book. I've filled in every week for the last 6 years in a couple of books. And I'm really grateful to still be here and still be in the game, because I've never felt the need in that 6 years to buzz off and try something else. I've never felt the need in that 6 years to think that Slimming World doesn't work. I hear a lot of people and I read a lot of comments where people say, you know, Slimming World encourages you to eat a lot of carbs, Slimming World encourages you to do this, and Slimming World encourages you to eat too much. Bullshit. I'm sorry, but come on. We're grown-ups. You have to be a grown-up or have a grown-up responsible for you to join Slimming World. Slimming World does not make you eat anything. They don't come along to your house and ram stuff down your neck, do they? They don't come along to your house and stand over you and say, have half a hundredweight of pasta. They just don't. Slimming World has a food optimising plate, which is I don't know if there's a picture of it in the book, Joe, but it's the example of how we should be eating. Now, none of us are perfect. I don't believe that for 1 minute. I don't believe anybody gets it right every meal of every day. But what I do believe is that Slimming World teaches us to eat well and eat properly and eat wisely. There is no way, if you're doing Slimming World and you're not eating any speed fruit and you're not eating any speed veg and you're not using at least 5 sins and you're not using your healthy extras weighed and measured, that you can even say you're on Slimming World, because you're doing your own version of it. You know, if you choose not to use sins, if you choose not to use your healthy extra Bs, if you choose not to food optimise, you're not doing Slimming World. You're actually just dieting, which is fine. If that's working for you, you're getting the results you need, then do that. But don't call it Slimming World. Because it makes me cross when people come on video and when people sit in group and they say, oh, you know, Slimming World makes me eat too much pasta. Slimming World makes me eat too much rice. Slimming World makes me this, makes me that, makes me the other. I'm gaining weight because of Slimming World. No. We gain weight, me included, because of what we choose to eat. I can choose to be on Slimming World. I can choose to be on Jane's World. I can choose to be on Plan Ridiculous. But I can't, give credit for the results or blame the results on Slimming World. If I see somebody come to group and they join as a new member and they start off really poorly, as in they're not getting the results they want, then I know that within the next 2 food diaries, my consultant is going to pick up straight away, easily, where they're going wrong. And some people do come and join Plan and misunderstand the plan. I have sat in a group where a lady genuinely misunderstood the fact that you were allowed to have up to 15 sins a day, believing that every sinned food was one sin, that's a sin. So she was way over sinning. It was a genuine mistake. She had misunderstood what she'd read in the book and what she'd been told. She thought a sin was something like a piece of cake or a bar of chocolate or whatever. Now, I don't know how I would have ever misunderstood that, but you have to make allowances. We don't all hear things the same way. But what I do know about Slimming World is their plan and their truth is 5 to 15 sins for a woman, 5 to 25 sins for a man, not 0 to 100. 5 to 15, okay? If you want to get the best results on this plan by being on plan, you have to do that. Some of us choose not to do that all the time. Some of us choose to have a day off plan, where we'll just say, right, it's like me the other day. What day was it when it poured with rain and we got drenched? Tuesday, Wednesday, I can't remember.
Can't remember.
Might have been Tuesday. It was a blinking cold day. It was a miserable day. We still went out for our long 2-hour walk. We do every day, irrespective of the weather. I mean, in Nottingham today, we've got a lot of smoke in the air because there's been a massive fire on the ring road. But we're still going out for our walk, even if I have to gasp up those hills. So on that day, I came back, I was browned off, there was something kicking off in my life that was a bit difficult. I was soaked to the skin, literally. My feet were like walking in wet puddly shoes, and I was miserable. And I came into the house and I thought, I can't be bothered. And I went off plan that day. Not because Slimming World doesn't work, not because Slimming World didn't give me the opportunity to eat well, but because I'm a fool, I'm an idiot, and I do it wrong sometimes. But I'm not going to say Slimming World made me go off plan. I'm not going to say Slimming World made me eat 75 or 80% of my plate as pasta. I'm not going to say Slimming World made me over sin because I ate 2 shoe buns. I chose to do that. I chose to do that. I'm 64 years old, and if I can't be responsible for myself at this age, I never will. But joining Slimming World as an adult, you're going to be 18 and over. That's wise enough and old enough to take responsibility and not blame other things. And it's simple. Take responsibility, own it, acknowledge that we all make mistakes, move on. You know, don't beat yourself up, just move on. So that's where I've been at this week around food and stuff, and that's where I'm feeling around Slimming World. I get a bit ticked off with Slimming World being blamed for things. I get a bit ticked off with people saying, you know, Slimming World doesn't work, and then going on and on and on and on and on. If it don't work, don't do it. You know? I mean, I'm sitting in front of Joe's drum kit. I had a go on it the other day. I can't play the drums for soft make. I've got no coordination, I'm rubbish. So why bother? He can, he does it. There's things I can do that he can't do, so I'll continue doing them and enjoying them. But if you don't do it, it's like when people come on camera or say in group, oh, I'm eating such and such. I don't like it, but it's on Slimming World. Do you know, when we talk about Slimming World food, apart from the range of food that is sold in Iceland and packaged and retailed as Slimming World food, there is no such thing as Slimming World food. A carrot isn't Slimming World food, an apple isn't Slimming World food, white pasta isn't Slimming World food, lean chicken isn't Slimming World food. It's just food, real food. And people will say, Slimming World food is expensive. Duh. Don't you feed your family? There's nothing expensive about Slimming World food because you can eat from the cheapest of cheap on Slimming World with your bog standard fruit and veg and your cheap meats and things like that. And you can eat to the nth degree, like, you know, you can be living on smoked salmon and fillet steak if you want to. It's your choice. Slimming World food per se is not expensive because Slimming World food is everyday real food that you see on the shelves in Aldi, that you see on the shelves in Asda, Waitrose, or you order from Ocado. You choose your brand. I mean, if you want to shop in Marks and Spencer's and do a whole week shop, we see that sometimes. We see people in front of us in Marks with a full trolley, their whole week shop. It'll come to 300 quid. That's their choice. They've obviously got that disposable income. We spend, I would say, on average, probably £100, £120 a week on food. That's our choice. But if we had a tighter budget, I could still do Slimming World on it. I'd just cut my cloth accordingly. It's horses for courses. There is nothing expensive about doing Slimming World. If you ain't got the money, then, you know, guard your budget and do it wisely. Budget Slimmers showed us how to do it wisely for long enough. Now, let me tell you, talking about food, I'll tell you a funny story. We've been doing click and collect shops, and we do a click and collect every 5 days, so we get fresh food. Because if we do it weekly, we find things just are out of date before we get to eating them, and we don't eat out of date food. So we do a click and collect shop, and one of the things Joe had put on the last click and collect was 4 bags of ready prepared Brussels sprouts. They're 200 gram bags, and they're £1.20 each, so it would have been £4.80 for the 4 bags. Now, you don't have to buy ready prepped Brussels. You can buy them cheaper if you prep your own, but it suits us to just, chuck them in the steamer. Well, when the text came through about the shopping, it said you have one substitution, and I didn't check it because I thought it doesn't matter. We'll check it when we pick it up. If it's not something we'll use, we'll leave it. So Joe goes to pick it up. Much to his constellation, we had 6, and I jest not. We had 6 sweetheart cabbages. We love veg, but who on earth is going to eat 6 sweetheart cabbages? 6 sweetheart cabbages came to £4.80, which is why I think they substituted them for £4.80's worth of Brussels sprouts. But I just thought to myself, not being rude, whoever did this shopping, for God's sake, give your head a wobble. Because I can't think why anybody would want 6 big, and they were big, 6 big sweetheart cabbages in exchange for 4 portions of Brussels sprouts. But it made me laugh, and Joe did leave them. We didn't need 6 cabbages. So yeah. Couple of food items and drink items I want to share with you today, and my opinions on one of them. We'll start with the drinks, Joe.
Yeah.
We discovered recently that Capri Sun are now doing sugar-free squashes, so we bought the 2 flavours. One is orange and one is black currant. So Joe will show you those. Now, being sugar-free, these are actually free on plan, so we can enjoy them. Now, I don't know whether I've got a weird sense of taste or not. Have you tried them, Joe?
I haven't tried them yet.
You haven't tried them yet. I've tried both, because we had 2 bottles of the black currant, we had 1 bottle of the orange. And in all honesty, being blind, I can't tell which one's which. They're okay. They're not something I'd buy again. They're okay as in they're squash. And if you don't make it too strong, they're fine. And if you make it too strong, they're not so fine. I think I expected it to taste like the Capri Sun that comes in the tinfoil carton packety things. It doesn't. Not at all. It's packed with vitamins. Can you say what vitamins are in there?
B3, B5, B6, B1 and biotin.
Right, biotin, that's good for your hair and skin. And your nails.
Mm.
So it's packed with vitamins, and it's not unpleasant. It's just, usually I would have Robinsons, but I honestly couldn't tell from drinking a glass of one of them whether I was drinking the orange or the black currant. It could just be that I'm a bit weird. It could just be I've got a weird taste. Could just be I didn't make it strong enough, I don't know. The other squash that we got on this week's shopping order was Vimto. Now, which flavour? Is that a new one that's out, Joe?
Yeah, it is now.
Can you show it and tell us what's in it?
Blackberry, raspberry and blueberry. And it's got vitamin D in this one.
Vitamin D, sunshine vitamin. It's really, really nice. I had 2 glasses, and I don't make it strong, but I make it strong enough so it colours it and you can taste what it is. I don't like it like overpoweringly strong. I had 2 glasses yesterday, one with tap water and one with sparkling water, and they were both really nice. I would definitely will be buying that one again. I think all 3 of those bottles are like £1.50 each, are they?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we buy them in Asda, so that's Asda price. Right, the next thing I want to talk about is tinned fish. I love tinned tuna, and I've gone back recently after nearly a year without eating meat or fish to eating some fish occasionally. I've had it once this week. I had a tuna salad cream sandwich the other day with my bee choice and 5 sins. 2 of the sins were for the salad cream and 3 was for the tuna. Now, when we shop, I tend to think what's simple and easy for me as a blind person. So one of the things we found ages ago were these fridge pots. Can you show mine, Joe, with oil? Fridge pots of John West no drain tuna. And they're godsend, because although I eat the whole pot, I don't put any in the fridge. And I don't keep them in the fridge, I keep them in the cupboard. I think the idea is that if you don't eat it all, you can put the top on and put it back in the fridge, but I like to eat the whole tub. Now, these fridge pots of no drain tuna are great because you haven't got the messiness of draining oil or brine or spring water, which makes it easy for me as a blind person. A fridge pot, which is 110 grams, is 3 sins if you have the one with sunflower oil, which is what I do. It's not standing in oil, it's not running with oil, But I find that if I mix that with a little bit of mayonnaise or a little bit of salad cream, it mixes really nicely. I don't like the brine one that Joe has, which you can show, Joe, if you want.
Mine's spring water.
Oh, yours is spring water, sorry. I don't like the spring water one or the brine one because it makes the tuna too dry. But Joe prefers that because he doesn't like oil or butter or anything like oily greasy. So the point I want to make here is these fridge pots at 110 grams are 3 sins for the one with oil, free for the one with brine and free for the one with spring water. Now before I bought these I used to buy the John West tinned no drain. Oh, these by the way are £3.50 for a pack of three pots at the moment in Asda. So before I used to buy the pots, I used to buy the tins of John Wayne. That's not right, is it? John West, no drain, not John Wayne, no vest. Right. And the tins are the same weight. They're 110 grams, aren't they?
Yeah.
So I said to Joe this morning, just check for me that the tin is the same weight, because it could be a bit bigger. But I'm thinking it's 110 grams. So he checked and he said, no, the tin and the fridge pot, both 110 grams. But surprisingly, the fridge pot is 3 sins, the tin is 5 sins. So beware. If you're using the tin, it's 5 sins. If you're using the fridge pot, you can save 2 sins, have the same weight of tuna, the same amount of oil.
Well, actually, it's the tin that's got a little sunflower oil is 5.
But what's the fridge pot got?
The fridge pot's 3.
Yeah, but has that got a little sunflower oil? It's in sunflower oil.
No drain ready to eat fridge pot with a little sunflower oil. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're
But
the
that's
same.
the fridge pot. Yeah, I know.
But the point I'm making is they're the same weight.
But yeah. But
And
it's
they're the same
confusing
ingredients.
because there's 2 types of tin.
Oh yeah, you can
There's the
get,
tin that's
yeah.
not no drain, and then the tin that's
Yeah,
no drain.
now you tell us about the one that's not no drain, the one that's got more oil in it.
Yeah, the one that's not no drain is 145 grams, but it's 4.5 sins. And that's got the full amount of oil. So I don't know.
That's weird. And also, having said this, there's this tin, this fridge pot at 110 grams is 3. The tin at 60 grams is 2.5. There doesn't seem much logic to it. But I'm going to continue buying the fridge pots because bang for your buck and your sins is by far the best. If you want to use oil in it. If you want it with water or brine, no problem, it's free. The other fish that we tend to have in our cupboard, tinned crab. I love it. Love it with avocado. It would go with a salad. It'd go with anything. Can you show the tin of crab, Joe? Who makes that?
Kingfisher.
Kingfisher. £2 from Asda, and it's lovely. You might not have had crab other than fresh crab, or you might not even like crab, or think you don't like it, but I like that one. I really do like that one. And for a couple of quid, it's worth. I think for me, it's worth having a couple in the cupboard for when I fancy something tasty and a bit different. I think that would make, like, you could make crab cakes with potato, like fish cakes, but crab cakes. That'd be nice. And the 2 of the fishes that Joe likes to eat, Joe likes mackerel. And this week you found mackerel fillets in brine.
Yep.
So I would imagine they're free on Slimming World because they're not smoked, and it's smoked mackerel, isn't it, that you can come across sins with. And the other one is kipper fillets.
Kippers.
He loves kipper fillets. I recommended these to my mum this week because she loves kippers, but she turned her nose up because she said they've got skin on. I think if they didn't have skin on, they wouldn't be kipper fillets because they'd have just fell apart in the smoking. But hey ho, mother. Yeah, I haven't tried the kipper fillets yet. I did buy some in oil because I don't like the idea again of the brine. And the ones in oil were half a sin, weren't they?
Yep.
On the Slimming World app. So yeah, if you fancy getting a bit more fish into your diet, into your food plan, as the summer comes, you know, some of these things will be nice thrown on salad. I'm thinking salad done in my bowl that chops things up, topped with a bit of crab and avocado, could be delicious. And you could spend 5 sins on 50 grams of avocado rather than a packet of crisps and enjoy it. Or you could spend 5 sins on each and still enjoy it. So, weight-wise this week, where are we at? I joined Slimming World 6 years ago at 13 stone 8. The lowest weight I ever was at Slimming World was 8 stone 8. That was my 5 stone loss. Didn't stay there for very long because it wasn't really where I wanted to be. It felt good, but it felt too much like being on a diet good. And that makes me do this like, I'm in control, I'm not in control, I'm in control, I'm not in control game in my head, which don't work in the long term. So over the lockdown, and I'm not blaming the lockdown for it, I'm blaming me for it. Over the last lockdown, not the first or second one, the third lockdown, and because of making stupid choices and reacting to people being ill when I should have been reacting to my own stuff and not other people's, I actually managed to go up to, I think the highest was by 11, can't remember, you've got my book, haven't you? But I know last week I was 11 stone 1.5, and today I weighed in at 10 stone 12, so that's a loss of 3.5 pounds this week. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that Slimming World has taught me quite a lot about the way I eat, quite a lot about the way I should eat, and now I recognise quite a lot about the way I shouldn't eat. Slimming World is never going to stop me going off plan. Slimming World is never going to stop me eating my emotions. Slimming World is never going to stop me binging. It's my nature. But when I come out of those situations and my head starts to see straight again, I've got something I can go back to which gives me boundaries, which gives me portion control, which educates me into eating healthily, as long as I'm prepared to like focus on the literature, focus on the plan, and not do Jane Day's version, which I'm very good at. I'm a control freak. My version is so much easier than theirs, because on my version I can kind of twist it, tweak it, and basically please myself. But then at the end of the week, I would most probably get a gain. So it's good that even though I haven't had a perfect week, even though I've made a few crap decisions, I've had something to come back to, which is my rock, and that's Slimming World. So, can you show my book and what I weigh? I don't like to come on here and go, I've lost this, I've gained that, I've lost that, and not show you the evidence. This is my book, these are the results that go to my consultants, this is the truth from my scales. It would be so easy to just like fix the figures or something, wouldn't it? But I'm not quite that mad. So yeah, today 10 stone 12. At least I'm heading in the right direction. At least I've got a weight that starts with a 10, which feels okay today. I've got up with my positive head on. We're just about to go and tackle a few good hills and do a walk that's probably somewhere between 4.5 and 5 miles. And then we've got some work to do for Dad this afternoon, haven't we?
Yes.
So we've got 4
I nearly said yes, sir.
Yes, sir. That's what he says to
Yes,
me.
sir.
If he's in the kitchen and I say to him, will you put your washing away? He goes, yes, sir. Joe, have you finished in the bathroom? Yes, sir. It's just a joke between us because I'm a bossy bitch, aren't I, Joe?
I'm not saying anything.
Would you dare? You might not say bitch, but you might say bossy, eh? Right, I'm going before I embarrass him even further. Have a great week, everybody, and stay safe. We'll see you next week. Bye.